One. Hello there, Andreea Serban. It's so
Hello.
good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Looking beautiful with your flowers behind you. I know my audience can't see this, but looks beautiful and cheerful and inspiring and all of that. So I wanted to have you on because you have quite a story, and you are from Romania originally, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, about what it was like growing up there.
Yes. First of all, thank you for inviting me and having me here, and also congratulations for your contribution, because this is a big things you do, especially in this period of time. So
thank you.
Congratulations. And yeah, I'm from Romania and I grew up there. As you know, it's a communist country, and was pretty interesting for me because I come from a family. My family is, my father is a priest and my mother a nurse, and we grew up in philosophy of, God connection and very spiritual environment, my father being a priest. And it was a little bit against communism,
right.
So I have this privilege, let's say, to be rooted in these values. I can say values, and but from one side was good because it is what it is today, and the life shows me that was a good thing, and I was blessed being born in that family. But from another side, I was seeing like the black sheep in the in the environment, because it was something against communism. And at the school with the people around, I was from the family. The church was prohibited to go to the church and to speak about spiritual things, and so I always had this feeling like I'm not like others, I'm like different. And my sister and I have a twin sister. We are twins.
Alina.
Alina, yes. And also being twins, and people they called us like twins, like our identity was together. So it was pretty, rich childhood, and from the point of view of, like existential living in that country and growing there, and in this context of family context in country.
And then as a twin, you have the unique experience of having a person who is, because you are identical. And so this is this fascinates me, because I know, is it true that you have, obviously you're very close, and I know both of you, and I can see that you're very close, but also even when you're apart, you have a kind of a mental connection, right?
Yeah, this is true. We are very close, and since our childhood, we built this connection. When we were at the school, we were together, and we had fun together. We had this connection, and I think because we had friends in high school that they were twins, but they hate each other, But we were so connected, and I think this connection was rooted, and it was created stronger from the fact that our parents, they divorced when we were 14, and that event there, it was creating more connection between us, because it was like supporting each other and having like our survival, our love was our survival way of approaching life, and going through the life. And of course, basically this is the rules from our book. The book Different and Unique comes from this, comes exactly from the root of being twins and identical twins, and from the unique cell, identical. And from that, we extrapolate the fact that we being identical from the unique cell, it's also the world, the world. We are all from the same source of life. So we wrote this book and we start this process of awakening process exactly from these roots, from the conflict we had, because it was our love, like a, surviving space, but also, of course, from the point of view of personality, we are different and have a different personalities. And from there, it was starting like an inner conflict. Who am I? And from there, it was creating this curiosity about knowing more about who am I, who are you, and from how we make choices. And the book, it's a life transformation. It's also kind of a guide how the people, they go through life being confused about the identity, because we live in the world with so many information, so much social media, so our identity is affected so much from external world, So my sister and I, we were like also the same, our identity was each other. We had those questions, who am I, because external world, it was my sister. So I was confused. It's me, are my choices, are her choices, and from there, this is the fact that the world we live in is the same,
I was going to say, or ask, how would you describe your differences? If someone were to say, how are you and Alina different from one another? Your personalities.
Personalities, it's, I can describe like, it's not something I would categorize, it's our waves, and it's more about accepting that we are different and we have different moments, different moods, and different layers of personality and roles we are playing in the society. And it's exactly about this, not labeling how I am and how is she, like accepting with our moments, with our differences, because we all go through waves of moods, through wave of, roles in life, depends. But what can I say? And answering to your question, we are the same because having same values and life experience, our responses to the experiences we went through, it's very different. I'm giving an example to be more clear about your question and answering with clarity. When our life experience, our parents, they divorced. Her responsive to that experience was different than my experience. My inner representation on something, it was very painful for us, was different than she was seeing things, and there you play with the introverted and extroverted personality of acting in a certain situation. So I can say in that particular things, I was more extroverted and she was more introvert. She internalized more the pain, and this for me was something I express myself more, and was in that way. Also in our yes, in our life path, career, we are lawyers, and she had a different approach and I had a different approach to our profession. We have a different approach, definitely. In
that was the thing I was going to say, that is pretty extraordinary, is that you both decided to become lawyers.
Yeah, we didn't decide. It's this here, it's a tricky point because we didn't decide it both. Basically, she decided to become a lawyer, and I follow her because my dream my childhood dream was to become a fashion designer. And because I was very passionate about fashion, I'm still passionate. And I was doing by myself clothes. I was like 13, 14, and I designed things, and I create things by myself. I was obsessed about design and fashion design. But growing in a country like Romania, when I grew up with my father, and after my mother divorced him, we were 14, and when I was ready to decide which path to go, I mean, to study university and to move forward with fashion design, my father just told me, in Romania, as an artist, it's not a big deal. It's not a future choice. It's not a country for fashion designing, and so it's not gonna be choose something more serious, So for me was knowing my personality, not having so many choices and options to make to stand up for my dreams. It was closer to me to follow my sister, because basically also her choice was not from the very healthy place, becoming a lawyer, because basically she took this choice. I mean, she decided to become a lawyer from the place of pain when our parents, they divorced, and my mother lawyer asked her, what are you going to become when you grow up? And she said, I'm going to become a lawyer, like from the pain place. And basically she chose to become a lawyer in that moment there.
As a family law practitioner.
Not family, but she, in her mind, like 14, she thought like it's something like, I don't know, she wants to, she decided to become a lawyer. And no, we had our international law firm. It was not family law. And I follow her decision, and we studied together law, and we opened our law firm together. And we grew our company with 15 lawyers. Alone, my sister and I, we were 24 when we opening our law firm. Very courageous.
Was this in Bucharest?
In Bucharest, yes. And and she decided to become a lawyer, and I decided to. And I put my passion into that direction. I was very dedicated and very passionate about being a lawyer.
And then something happened that you started to think, I want more balance. Because law, I have friends who are lawyers, and they're always busy. There's a lot going on. It's very stressful. They don't have a lot of time for themselves. And so you wanted to do this a different way.
Was very it was imagine two girls like 24 opening their law firm, in Romania. Our lucky things, it was we were smart to choose a direction, and to choose working with investors. They came to Romania, but foreigner investors. We knew very good foreigner language. We spoke very fluent German and Greek, and we choose our clients from the foreigners. They came to Romania to invest. So our focus was working on those clients, typology of clients, foreigners investing into the country. So we were traveling a lot, and studying in international law and business law. It was very creative and very, we were very passionate about this. But sometimes from too much passion, it's becoming too much, and can burn out, because it's too much. It's how much you can take and to manage, and you go all over the places, and you are growing and growing your law firm, having lawyers working for us, and was too much. Was too much. I mean, honestly speaking, for me was too much the relationship, dealing with people, with lawyers, and because I couldn't understand how somebody, they can be so determined and the same ambitions, and they can have dreams and to achieve. I mean, they were not like me, you know.
Because they didn't have outside interests like you.
Yeah, and at one point my sister told me, Andrea, but if you are like so angry and so, you know, questioning yourself, why they are not like you? They would have been in your position if they were like you. They are, you know, so, but I understood, I mean, that it was coming my inner conflict, and, you know, we are different, people are different, you know, we have our approach, and I couldn't go, and I couldn't process thoughts like I'm doing now, because it was everything, a lot of confusion, and a lot of internal conflict. And because I wanted to do things, I wanted to help people, I'm very, you know, open, and I'm very ambitious to, you know, to gain more and more and goal achiever. And I couldn't understand how other people, they are not ambitious like that, you know. So, but, you know, in the end of the day, my lawyers, I mean, the people, they were they working for me, now they have their own firm, and they were very determined and inspired by my sister and I, and they have own business. So in the end of the day, I did a good job, you know, because I motivated, and I'm very good motivator. So I motivated them. But in this process, I kind of lost myself. You know, I was like putting too much energy in the external world and being far away from my soul, from my being, from my personal life, from everything.
So how old were you at that point when this is happening?
I can say like around 30, 35. 30.
Okay, so you've been practicing law for about 10 years, and then you started to feel like I need a change.
Yeah, I need a change. Yes, I need a change. And yeah, it was a good awakening point.
So then what was next? What was the next action that you took?
The next action was, you know, in life, also I'm speaking this with my clients all the time. I say, you have to have this momentum of saying stop, you know, stop. To decide, okay, it's enough. Now, enough, it's enough. And to say stop. And I had this momentum. When I say stop, I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's too much. Too much stuff, too much things, too much. It's too much. Stop. I don't want it. I don't know what I want. I don't want this. I want something different in my life. And I said stop. It was, I remember, it was not in the night. I couldn't sleep. I was very triggered by my thoughts, you know, thinking about clients, problems, and all over the mind. And suddenly I say, no, stop, it's enough. I want something to change. And, you know, when you put this intention, and that moment you decide, the whole universe is working for you.
Yeah.
So it was coming to me opportunities, because I was studying, I was at the MBA. I was in Monte Carlo. I've done my MBA for 2 years there, living in Monte Carlo. And one lessons I had to prepare my work assignments for the MBA strategy class. I don't remember what exactly it was, and to find the subject. And in our class, it was somebody from I think Boston. I don't know which state from US, and they were talking about coaching, you know, coaching plan, and they prepare a coaching business. And for me, it was first time when I heard about coaching. What is coaching? What's coaching?
Athletics? What is it?
I was doing, you know, being a lawyer, and I wasn't familiar with coaching. And I heard about this, and I asked more, and I start listening what he was talking about and asking more questions. And suddenly in my mind, it was coming, me being in that moment of having trouble with my employees and not having communication and not having tools how to deal all of the relationships. And suddenly I said, oh my God, this is for me. I need this. I need to do this for my lawyers. I need to do this to help my lawyers and to create better relationship with my lawyers and my law firm, with my clients, with everybody. And I decided to create a project for lawyers and to create a project, lawyer coaching. And I designed for my MBA strategy lawyer coaching project. And from there, I started, after doing the project, I started to implement. I went back to Romania and I was going to find coaches and to research to create a team of coaching team for lawyers and to implement my project. And I call a friend of mine and ask, do you have an idea where can I find a coach or coaching people? And she told me, look, I'm to start a coaching school. It's going to start in 1 week. Why don't come to see and to study, to see what it is? And I said, no, I don't want to become a coach. I want to hire people, coaches, and to see, to work on my project and for my lawyers. And say, no, come, maybe you can see and you can be interested. And I went there to the school and I enrolled to the school. Because I was thinking, if I know exactly what coaching is, I can control better and I can find the best coaches for my project. And from there was starting everything, because I started facing my, my inner world, my everything. And it was funny in the beginning of the coaching course, they asked us, why you want to become a coach? And they say, no, I don't want to become a coach, but something from my inside world, it was saying, no, you want, but I didn't recognize, I didn't admit, because I knew I'm a lawyer, and I enrolled to this school a year and everything started from there, everything.
And then what did Alina think when you told her about this?
Basically, she started their personal development before me. She was more into meditation stuff and more, she was doing Tao meditation, and I was against all this. I was very skeptic. I say, why you lose your time? I was very, very pragmatic. What you are doing, this is not serious. What is meditation? I was kind of blaming her. We have stuff to do in the office and la la la. And she had a different path, by the way, different path. And of course, after we studied NLP, we did master NLP in Italy, and we did a lot of coaching schools together after.
Neuro-linguistic programming, right? Neuro-linguistic programming, right? NLP?
Yes, NLP, yes. And also we became a yoga teacher. We went to India, to Peru. We started exploring different world completely,
But you went a long way, because initially you were like, it's a waste of time. What? That's silly stuff. And then you realized the impact and the power of learning these things and how it changed your whole life.
Yes, and not only learning, it's about experiencing, and the impact when you are a little bit open mind, because this is all about, to have this open mind, to open our mind is the gate where you give this possibility to open your heart, because you never know how something could be so impactful for you and to take you through a completely different area of your soul, your person. It's being open. I wasn't open-minded before.
I think it's so interesting how a lot of times people they're resistant for a reason.
Yeah.
And then once they open up, it's very powerful and sometimes very emotional. you know,
Yes.
but then they move through it and then they're able to, their whole life expands in
Yeah.
ways that they couldn't imagine.
It's liberating. It's liberating. And I completely understand those people because I was there. I was
Yeah.
very resistant and I was very rigid, you know, being a lawyer, being a
Of
lawyer.
course,
And
very up in the head,
exactly.
analytical. Yeah.
Having this stigma of lawyer, the lawyer, they have to be like this. And I put this all in front of me. So yeah, I've created this wall and this world around that stigma that wasn't me. And I understand the people, they go through this and I don't judge them. It's
Mm-hmm.
a matter of time, it's divine time. It's a matter of process. And it's important also in my coaching session, it's important to take the clients from where they are, and to be gentle with the process and trusting the process, because being a good coach, it's exactly about this, about being able to be there where how it goes. This is the thing, like
Being non-judgmental and, like, as you say, taking them as they are, because
yeah.
that's where they start. And because you have been a lawyer and you know what that life is, when you talk to a lawyer, you're speaking from experience and they can relate to you.
Yeah, I can engage more empathy, this empathic side of me, because I know how it is and how they feel and why they feel and what is that inner struggle we go through.
Mm-hmm.
This is what helps me working easily with lawyers and other coaches.
Mm-hmm. So when did you and Alina write Be Different, the book?
We wrote in 2011 and we published in 2012. I remember it was 2012. It was
Oh, wow.
launched.
Yeah.
Yes, was very big launching. We were very excited because we did the opening of the book with the pantomime theater, where we put in the pantomime our life. So it was we hired actors, was very powerful.
Mm-hmm. And 2012 was supposed to be the end of the world. Remember, in the Mayan calendar? Yes. It was the beginning of the world for you.
It was the beginning of the different world. Basically, we have our motto. We like to say, "Be different for a different world." This
Yeah.
is yeah, and it's been a very transformative and very exciting path through Be Different, and it is.
So tell me about Be Different, because it's a book, but you also have a website. And what kind of things do you offer through that? Is that your coaching service through that?
Yes, it's we do coaching for people and for companies. It's also business coaching, me having this approach. And the concept is that we help people, we have businesses, and we have organization to be recognized, how they make a difference in the world. It's kind of recognition and creating project around this concept. So beyond coaching session, that it's a classical coaching program we have for people in businesses, we have projects for recognition of those people, company, and foundation. They make a difference in the world through criteria of innovation, art, sustainability, all these things. Like, they help the world to be different, and to be different in aligned with how the world goes, and how to make a difference. And we go around this idea of empowering these movements of create standing on values like tradition and art and innovation and authenticity in being different than the external world says to be, like tell you to be in the way to belong on the stereotype of something like that.
Yeah, because everybody's unique, and because everyone has different
Yeah.
experiences, they have different talents and different gifts. And
Yeah.
so then they can express themselves, and it sounds like you help them to recognize their own gifts and their own talents and help to kind of align them with
Yeah.
with the work that they do.
You got it, because it's all about empowering, expressing your uniqueness in a different ways, in your way, so it's all about this. And we have many ideas, and I'm working on very exciting projects for Be Different, in something connected with the fashion, because I didn't give up on my dream. And
Yes, good, it's there. It's still there.
yes, so I'm very excited about the project I'm working on. So is yeah, it's our hard project. It's all transformational, and it's ontologic project. It's growing, and it's transforming in the way how life goes, so
And
yeah.
and when did you come to the United States? What led you here?
I got married.
Oh, so it was Jay. It's Jay's fault. That's
Yeah,
why. So you met Jay before you came. Jay,
yeah, of
as
course.
in
Yeah, we
Jay
met.
Gore, wonderful musician, fantastic guy, who's also on an earlier episode of Conversations from Here. Yes.
Yes. So I never thought I'm gonna end up living here. Wasn't in my plan. I was living in Italy, in Milano. So yeah, it was life surprising. It's surprising us sometimes. So it was yeah, we get together after knowing each other for 11 years, and
Uh-huh.
um
And
we
that's how you met. You met in Milan.
yes, after a long time. No, first time I met him in Greece, and we met again after 11 years in Italy. He came to
Wow,
visit me. Yeah,
that is so romantic.
yeah,
Meeting in these places, you know.
yeah, it's really, yeah, very romantic and very
Was
surprise.
he on tour? He was on tour
Yes,
doing music, and
yeah,
then met, and then you met 11 years later.
yeah, exactly.
And then you thought, I don't want to let him go now that you got him back
Yeah,
after 11
was
years.
now is the moment. Now we were dating for uh, 1 year, and
Mhm.
we met in another next year. We met again, and from there it was,
Mhm.
yeah. So after, yes, and I'm here for 3 years, and yeah, it wasn't easy, because coming from
Yeah.
a completely different culture, completely. I had my project, I had my life. I basically had to start everything from the scratch, and
Yeah.
dealing with new culture, new family context, new relationship, new everything. It was new. But I'm telling you, I wrote the book Different and Unique, and since I wrote that book, believe me, everything, because it was awakening. The book is a awakening experience and awareness about how life is and what is all about life and ourselves.
Mhm.
And since I wrote that book, everything comes in tasting, like a test after test. Okay, is this? Let's see how you approach this and how you go in this area of your life based on what you wrote in,
Mhm.
how you deal with differences, how you deal with culture differences, how you deal with everything different. So I was like, I'm at the school, approaching US, approaching everything new.
Mhm.
I was, it was always in my mind, okay, it's my path. It's
Mhm.
my path. Yeah.
And like you said, it's so fascinating. I'm so interested when people have a story like that they had no idea, where they would end up, and who they would meet and all of that, and a door opens and there you are in a whole nother world, and you've got to adjust to all these differences, because the United States it's kind of a strange place in many ways, because there are we are a nation of immigrants. It's everybody from everywhere. And so it's a real mishmash of cultures.
Yeah,
You know?
it was perfect place to explore my project and my be
Yes.
different concepts. And you know, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to be open. You know what John Lennon said, like life, it's what happens to us when we make
Other
some
plans.
plans, you know. So I
Yes.
love this code because it's all about that, you know.
Yeah.
It's about being present and connected to the life source, and from there being honest with ourselves. And to, I mean, for me in this period of life is the most important thing is to stand up for my, you know, authentic self and to be honest with myself and exploring and living life, creating quality relationships and quality moments. And
Do you think that meditation helps a lot with that? Because it helps you to be very, when you're still and you're quiet, you become very clear about things. And also you're able to respond to situations in life in a way that is measured and intentional instead of being reactive. Do you find that was it such a huge, made a huge difference for you?
I couldn't live without daily meditation. And yeah, I practice daily meditation because it's so much from the external world, and it's sucking our energy and it's coming over. I mean, if we are not having this discipline to do something, because many people they choose just to complain and not taking action, you know.
Right.
We have to. And what is in also in our book, in what we advocate for, it's our personal responsibility to do something for ourselves and not having expectation from somebody to solve our problems. No,
Right.
we have to have this responsibility to do something in order to get different results. It's all about this. You can't expect different results if you are not doing different actions.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So yes, meditation 100% helps you to center yourself and to be aligned with your core, and from there everything is more clear, as you said, and everything it's more you expand your opportunities field.
Because you learn how to recognize them because you're not in fear. I think that's a key thing for a lot of people, because you know, you talk to people and there's anxiety, there's fear, there's uncertainty. And when you become very clear about what it is that you want and very clear about what, you know, what's going on around you, you're able to respond properly. And that is so,
yeah, it's
huge.
people, they react from the survival place of fear or freezing or fighting, and
Fight or flight.
Yes, is what they learn in order to survive, you know. So it's hard because if you observe, the majority of people, they act from that place of defending so much. And I mean, you can see so much pain there when you understand the people, they have their own trauma and their own pain and their own story. If the people, we all realize that each person has their own trauma, their own story, and what they do, they have from, they are react from the pain place, you start a little bit thinking with through the lens, looking through the lens of compassion and empathy, you know, because we all have the some our own story, you know.
Sure.
So we have to respect each other's story and each other trauma, and just to be careful, not labeling, not judging immediately, and you know, and started defending ourselves, just being understandable, and you know, and to be more compassion, and for ourselves, not judging ourselves.
I think that social media has done the opposite, because you know, so much, you know how there's so much there's not much empathy on social media, and there's not a lot of compassion, and there's a lot of judgment and a lot of quick angry. There's a lot of anger on social media. I try to stay off it as much as possible and only post things that are they useful? Are they helpful? Are they funny? Are they beautiful? And if they're not those things, just don't
Yeah.
even bother with it.
Yeah, this is painful because it is what it is. It's a lot of anger energy. We all deal with this anger energy, and we have to find our own way, as I said earlier, to manage and to find our resilience and coping strategy. And for this reason, you need somebody, you need support, and we need to support each other in any way, So this is a point in the world and in time when we need each other to support each other, but first to support and find this core we said before. We can help others if we are not from our core.
That's it. Yeah, 100%.
No.
And you are still helping lawyers, because I know. Tell me a little bit about being the chair of work-life balance at Beverly Hills Bar Association. Are you still involved in that?
Yes, sure. I was, when I came here, of course, being a lawyer, I went through the Bar Association, and I joined the bar, and I was very exciting. I was excited being in the crowd of lawyers, and to know how lawyers are here and to create networking. And I noticed they don't have this section, and I propose them to create this work-life balance, and because I know lawyers, they need this support, and they were very open, and they embrace the idea, and we create this section. And I create webinars with colleagues. We do workshops, and they are very open to the idea, and have projects for the work-life balance. And I'm very excited about
that's great
working with them. I feel like a family there. It was a place where I in the beginning, when I just arrived here, I felt like they embrace me like in a family there, and they are very nice. It's amazing organization. The people are very, very open-minded and very kind, and very visionary. So it feels very. I'm very proud of and I feel privileged being a part of this organization and creating these programs for lawyers.
And then out of that, you and Alina wrote a second book, More Than a Lawyer, Elawvate Yourself and Your Practice.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about that. And it came out last year, right? In 2020?
Yes, exactly. Here in US, because we published this in Romania, I think 2017, with a publisher from the legal publishing house in Romania. And I self-published here, More Than a Lawyer, in US. Basically, when I start to write different and unique, because I told you it was the lawyer coaching project, and we've done courses for lawyers in Italy and Romania, and we had coaching courses for lawyers. And the idea when I start to write different and unique, we said, okay, let's start to write a book for lawyers. And we couldn't stand. So the book for lawyers, it was transforming in different and unique, because we couldn't follow. It was so much to express, so much to express. And it took different shape, the book. So after it was a process, it was the second time for the second book, More Than a Lawyer. So this lawyer is more technical, it's more structured, like for lawyers,
Yes, it's more specific to
yes, exactly, with tools, strategy, how to do things, communication, non-verbal communication, marketing strategy, negotiation, motivation, a lot of coaching for lawyers. It's more technical, the books. So because the first book, it was completely different, so this book is more structured, so it's for lawyers.
So the other one really is for everyone.
It's for everyone.
Yes.
We want to make to turn in a movie the first book. We want to write a movie script from the first book, and to create some movie, because it's so impactful. And so so needed for this moment of life we are living and we are going through. It's so aligned. I'm thinking we wrote this book in 2011. And no, basically it was before 2009 we started writing the book, but it's so much aligned with what happens now in this moment of life. So it's so important, and we had the idea, okay, let's do a script for a movie or, you know, series, something to create from the book, because it's so necessary and it's so impactful for what we live now, you know.
Would it be like a documentary?
No. It's gonna be like could be a movie, like a movie, or series, like
a series.
Show.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't figure out exactly how. Maybe we need some support. We are in Los Angeles. Maybe
I know. I was gonna say you're in the right place.
Exactly. So we'll find the perfect fit for what it's gonna be. We don't know, you know. I know that it's gonna be something. It's gonna be a movie, and yeah.
Well, and like you said, you know, when you're very clear about this, and so I have the feeling the universe is going to conspire to help you figure it out.
I don't know how, but I know it will be.
Yeah. I had a long conversation actually with a friend yesterday, and we were talking about how when you understand the what that you want to do, or the what that you want to accomplish, the how takes care of itself, not because you're not pursuing the hows, but as you learn more, as you're open and receptive, you start to recognize how it is going to come together. And then
it's your part to take action, right? Because if the how comes and knocking on your door, you have to be there to open and to follow and to surround, because if the how comes, and you have to be also trustful completely. I mean, I say people, you know, when you choose this connection with the source of life and the universe, and what you said now, you know, everything comes and you have to be prepared. You have to go only to this path. So you have to trust. You have to be there to trust, not having doubts. It is 100%. And you have to trust the science and trust how universe is working, and you know, it is what it is.
There's a great Oprah quote she talks about luck. You know, people talk about luck. Well, she said luck is opportunity meeting preparedness. So the opportunity comes, but you are ready. You have everything that you need, and boom, there you go.
Yeah,
it happens.
You have to act, you know, because if it's not action, it's nothing. You know, to be prepared to take responsibilities.
Right, because I think that there's sort of this, sometimes people think that if they just sit around and think about something, that things are going to happen, but that's not the case. It's action. Everything is fueled with action and doesn't happen without it.
Yeah, a lot of action.
And responsibility, like you said, taking personal responsibility.
And to be prepared.
And also to ask for help when you need it, because it's very important. You know, if you can't figure something out, or you feel a little bit lost, or you need coaching, right? You need some guidance. You need maybe someone just to help you, to help you figure things out a little bit.
Yeah, I had just had a client before, and it was exactly about this. How you know, a small shifting on the perception can open the whole universe of opportunities. Just moving a little bit your perception, and how, you know, his mind, it was blown. How I couldn't see that. Yes, because you need somebody else with a different perspective, it's the different dynamic you create with the coach. It's not that somebody knows better than you something or is going to lecture you. No, it's about creating this dynamic and being there for you, and to support in creating what it is to be created, you know, because nothing is per happen in life, you know. Even our conversation now is something is transforming, in you and me, and something is transforming the people they are listening to us. It's a transformation for all of us. It's
Right.
the whole inner world is shifting, and ideas, inspirations, trauma, it's moving. We are all in the moving process. Every second is different and moment is different, and you feel how everything is movement. This is
Yeah.
being life.
Yes, and coaching is very much a collaborative art. Like you said, it's working together. It's not being the expert and telling someone what to do. It's collaborating with that person to help find their own answers. That's what I enjoy about it.
Yeah,
Is
exactly. It's a dialogue. It's an honest
dialogue. Yeah.
dialogue. And dancing, it's like a dancing, and it's like being you connected with yourself and the client connected, and from there you start this dancing on co-creating and creating space for healing, for creation, for everything. It's amazing. I mean, since I discovered coaching and this process, I'm telling you, we need this, especially in this period of time. It's something like, it's like our soul hygiene,
Aren't you glad that you didn't just stay a lawyer?
Yeah, I was craving about knowing more and more about myself and discovering, and from there I studied psychology, and I have the second degree in psychology and master in CBT. So I didn't stop. I don't stop exploring more and more about this part. I'm fascinated about personal development and about self, inner self, and for me, as you know, and we met in many contexts in the art environment. For me, music and art, and this is my input of exploring more and more from the self.
And it's creative too.
Yeah.
It is creative and joyful, and I think too, sometimes people get stuck, and they get bored. And I never understood people who got bored, because I'm interested in everything, but sometimes people just need a little push. They just need a little, just oh yeah, and they remember, because you know how a child is just fascinated by everything.
Yeah.
They're before they're wrecked by society, like they are excited. Oh, look at this over here. Oh, a horse. Oh, a dog. Oh, the ocean, they're full of wonder. And I think if you can inspire, and I know you have this, I see it, that you have this wonderful, this fascination with everyththing. And that's I'm sure part of why your clients love you, because they go to you and like you make their day better after a session.
And I'm helping them exploring their beauty and their joy, because I'm saying you are the whole universe of beauty and joy, and and I love seeing transformation in people, and I love seeing people how they transform themselves, and it's like this metamorphosis of transformation. It's fascinating.
You're watching the caterpillars become the butterflies.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I can see now, I see a big transformation since I saw you last time. So my heart is very joyful seeing you more shiny and more lights. And
thank you.
I see this in you. So it's beautiful what we see, and this is nourishment for each other,
Absolutely.
Acknowledging, this beauty and transformation, and being curious about each other, as you say, like a child. How have you been? Look at you. I mean, look, you are different, like to feel this and to be aware, not just acting in the social life like robots and not seeing each other, because the world is suffering about not seeing each other and not listening to each other, just being in the box.
Well, and I think with all the shutdowns and everything the last year, I think people either went one way or the other. They either just shut down and got terribly depressed, and then other people took the opportunity to say, what can I do different, or what can I do with what I have? And you're seeing that, you know, you're seeing that after a year and a half or whatever it's been. And it's been really interesting, you know, and the people who've chosen to just shut down
Yeah.
and wait for something to happen, or the people who've decided to take the opportunity to learn stuff, to grow, to create new opportunities, to connect in every single way that they were able to.
Yeah, like you've done. So this is a perfect example. Your project and your choices. Life, it's about choices, and you say, I'm sure you are a very big impact of many people. So this is something like we have choices in life. What you
Yes.
choose, from which place, from why. Even it's for you, you don't know. We don't know what is gonna be tomorrow. We have to make some conscious choices for the moment, and based on finding more joy, and you know, increasing more joy in ourselves. This is, we need these fragrances of joy.
And that's another thing about happiness being a choice, you know, because some people, they look to an external situation to make them happy. It's not, it has to come from here. It has to come from the inside. It has to come from the inside, generating your own happiness. And you can see that in people. Some people, absolutely, you see them, you know, they choose to be happy and radiant regardless of what's going on, because, you know, life can be really difficult, and of course that impacts people, but they are able to be resilient. And I think that's the key. The difference is being able to be resilient in the face of difficulty.
Yeah, this is, it's a big thing, you know, to find the resilience tools that are adjusted to your personality and life environment and life experience and the psychological profile, because it's, we are so different. So yes, as you said, if somebody has this power to find the resilience point within, this is very important, because if you find this balance of inside of yourself and find resilience source, it's amazing. But sometimes, you know, we need each other, as you said, you know, sometimes there are people, they are weak. It's important to be next to each other and to help each other to go and to break through this period, because we all have these depression waves, depression moods, and you know, it's nothing perfect. It's nothing perfect. Right. And we can wear a different face, different mask, that we are happy and not being happy inside. We have to be true with ourselves, and to go through all these things, and recognizing that we are strong and weak, and we have all these faces of ourselves, and to accept, embrace everything with everything, you know, and to find this you know, this hope, because this is hope. And to, I mean, for me it's God, because I'm spiritual and religious person, so for me it's everything. But each person has a different source of life, source of finding that resilience, you know, points, and it's different. Yeah.
So what is next for you? You mentioned the fashion meets the be different. There's that, so that's coming. We're looking forward to that. But is there anything else that you wanted to mention, that you wanted to talk about?
This is a kind of undercover for the moment. It's
okay.
But
we'll just know that something is coming, and it's going to be great.
Coming. Yes. Great. I'm excited about. Yes, I'm very excited. And yes, I'm involving in art now, in a project with art, where art meets businesses, and also to find this resilience and this you know, balance in the world, in the business world, through the art. And it's an international project where I bring artists. So with my partner from Italy, we bring artists from Italy here, and we are looking now for place for Italian artists to create art here in Los Angeles. So I was just looking these days to find a place for a month to bring these artists. And yes, this is about bringing awareness and helping companies and businesses to raise their awarenesses through the art. So we are working on this project in Be Different now. And also this project of recognition and rising immunity in the business world. There are many projects to come.
Yes, I know you're a creative engine. I can see them, all the ideas bouncing around. It's great.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you so much for doing this, because it's been beautiful, and like, you've made my day. I'm inspired again, So
yes,
thank you so much. And I'll have to have you back on again, and we'll talk more about what's going on and what you're doing.
Yes, maybe next time with my sister when she comes.
I would love that.
Yes, together. It's a different story.
Yeah. Thank you, Andreea.
Thank you, Alina. Thank you so much. Take care and keep doing and shining your light.
Thank you.